Okay, welcome to the Tax Liens Investor channel. This is the first video for the channel. Uh, I'm a tax liens investor. This is going to be educational channel. It's going to be mostly hands-on education. I'm going to assume that you've heard that it's possible to make money in tax lien certificates, but you don't know much about it. So I'm going to start really from the beginning. And this is, I'm going to call it Introduction to Tax Liens Investing or Tax Investing 101. I'll figure out later. Check the playlist title and see what it's called. Videos are unscripted, unprepared, except may have thought about a couple of things I wanted to say, and then I'm just gonna blab for 30 to 50 minutes and then upload them to YouTube. So this introduction to tax liens is gonna be made of 30 videos of 30 to 50 minutes each, 30 to 50 minutes each. 29 of those videos will be like this one. I'm just gonna sit on a couch or on a chair and turn on the video and talk to it, say whatever comes to mind. And then I plan to wrap it up with the 30th video, which would be prepared, edited, will look more like a formal lecture. So if there are things that you wanted me to cover in a formal lecture, put them in the comments. I will read the comments. I have my own idea of what I will do in the formal lecture, but I will take into consideration if I see a lot of people asking for the same thing, I will include that also. So 29 unscripted videos plus one, 29 unscripted unprepared videos plus one that would be scripted and prepared like a regular lecture. So if the only thing you know about tax investing is that it's possible to make money with it, grab a pen and paper. I have a homework for you. By the way, the homework is much more important than what I say on the video. So if you want to get the most out of these lectures for every hour, and then about hour I mean 30 minutes to 50 minutes of me lecturing, you need to spend a couple hours doing your own homework. So 2 to 3 hours doing your own homework. So for a total of 3 to 4 hours of work to get the most out of this. The homework for now, grab a pen, paper, write down FTC versus John Beck. So FTC, that's Federal Trade Commission, VS or V, John Beck. Beck spells B as in boy, E-C-K. That's the only well-researched information about percentage of people who made money, percentage of people who lost money trying to make money in tax lien certificates. Generally, a lot of these money-making schemes, you have somebody, a guru who sells, either guru or somebody pretending to be a guru selling some course online, and they tell you how great it is, how easy it is, how risky it is, and all that crap. And then, but you don't know whether people who follow what they do make money, how many of them do make money, how many lose money, how much money they lost, stuff like that. In FTC versus John Beck, that's if you are as old as I am, you may have seen about 20 years ago late night infomercials about the houses for pennies on the dollars, and telling you how much money you can make, how easy it is, and all that stuff. That was run by a company, I don't know what the name of the company is, but when you Google FTC versus John Beck, you will find the name of the company. It was running infomercials where they would sell you some book for like $40, $39.95. But that's not how they were making their money. It was a loss leader. Once you buy that book from them, the book was written by John Beck, who was also selling it from his own website, johnbeck.net. But if you went to johnbeck.tv, you would buy it from that company. and then you would be badgered by phone calls. From what I heard, I haven't gone through that experience myself, where they would sell you a coaching program for $8,000, and it turned out, and as you will find out by googling FTC versus John Beck. By the way, don't just Google it. Make sure you read the finding of facts in the lawsuit. Uh, the vast majority of people who bought that coaching program lost money. Now, I don't know if they lost money because they haven't recouped their $8,000 coaching program investment, or if they lost that 8,000 plus lost money trying to invest in tax liens. So that'll give you, it's even more important. I'm not starting telling you what a tax lien is. I'm assuming you're looking for some way to make money, and you don't really care whether you make money through tax liens, mortgage notes, MLM, franchise, starting your own landscaping business. If you are kind of trying to figure out how to make money, the first thing, in my opinion, that you need to know is have some idea of statistics of how many people made money in tax liens, how many people lost money, and stuff like that, without even knowing what a tax lien is. And that you will find by Googling FTC versus John Beck and read at least all the links that come out in the first page. Actually, spend 2 to 3 hours reading whatever comes out. That's really the most important thing you will get out of this introductory video. So do that. That's the most important. Now, let me tell you what a tax lien certificate is. In all states in the United States, all counties tax property owners, real estate owners. And every owner, real estate owner, almost every owner, there are some exemptions, gets a tax bill once a year or twice a year. And most of them pay their property taxes. Now the question is, what happens when somebody doesn't pay his or her property taxes, or its property taxes if it's a company or something? There are 50 states in the US, about half of them, 25 or so, give or take 1 or 2. If somebody doesn't pay property taxes, they keep getting billed year after year, and after about 5 years or so, in half of the states, there is an auction for the property. So those are called tax deed states, not tax lien states. So the county advertises tax deduction, and then as an investor, you can go and bid for the property. If you are the highest bidder, you would acquire the property. Other 25 or so states, they don't wait 5 years to get their money. After a couple of years, generally two, they sell a lien to the property. So if you are a tax lien investor, you can buy that lien, and then you'd have to wait what's known as a redemption period. That's a couple of years, can be 2 years, 3 years, depending on the state. And then if the owner doesn't pay off the lien, you can go ahead and foreclose and acquire the property. If the owner, on the other hand, pays off the lien, then you will get your investment back plus whatever penalty and or interest the owner pays. Actually, I don't know whether you get the penalty or whether the county keeps that. Every state is different, and sometimes there are differences between states too. So there are 2 reasons to invest in tax lien certificates. One is to get the interest and or penalty. So if you buy a tax lien and the owner redeems it, what redeem means is that after the lien is sold to you, the owner goes to the county and pays off the taxes plus interest plus penalty. Then you will get your investment back plus the interest and maybe the penalty. You will have to research, each state is different, so you have to research the law in your state or whichever state you choose to invest. There is a second reason to invest in tax lien certificates, and that reason is to hope to acquire property for back taxes. So in the event that in the event that the owner doesn't redeem the property. In some states, like South Carolina, you will just get a deed, tax deed from the county. In other states, like in Arizona, you would have you have the option of starting a foreclosure, and if the owner still doesn't redeem during the foreclosure process, you become the owner of the property. So let's see, what else did I want to cover? What? Okay, I've been talking for 10 minutes. I don't know, should I stop it here? Uh, yeah, so what you need to do first, don't forget the homework. Google FTC, Federal Trade Commission versus John Beck. That's the most extensive research I have seen about whether people actually make money or lose money in tax lien investing. Now, I invest in tax liens with the hope of acquiring property for about 5 years worth of taxes. I invest in Arizona. In Arizona, the county waits 2 years before they sell the lien, and then there is a 3-year redemption period, after which, if the owner doesn't redeem, you can foreclose on a property. But in this introduction to tax liens, I'm going to teach you in a hands-on way how to invest, not to get the property, but how to invest for the interest. It's much easier for a beginner to invest with the idea of getting the interest. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you how to manage your money. I'm sharing with you my opinion. My opinion is the best way to learn how to invest in tax lien certificates is to earmark $10,000 to buy in tax liens and do the due diligence, because depending on how risk averse you are, it's probably a good idea to go see the property for yourself. You can do due diligence online, but it comes with some risk. You can there is a chance that you look at the Google Earth, see a nice house that's going to be secured in the lien, but the house has actually burned down recently, but you just don't see it. Google Earth could be just outdated. Another risk you run if you do due diligence online is you can see front of the house on Google Earth that looks really nice, but the back of the house has burned. So I heard of a case like that. So if you look on Google Earth, you may think that the lien is being secured by a nice house when actually the house has burned and the house is not worth much anymore. If you earmark $10,000 to the due diligence and to buying liens, again, I'm not responsible for whatever money you lose. And as you will see in the homework I gave you, Googling FTC versus John Beck, the vast majority of people who invested in tax liens have lost money now. So if you have enough faith in yourself that you can beat the odds, go ahead and do that. Another option to learn hands-on way in how to invest in tax lien certificates is paper money investing. What does paper money mean? It means simply you take a spreadsheet or open a Word document or a LibreOffice document and write down $10,000. That's all. You don't use actual money. You just write $10,000 in a Google document or spreadsheet or on a piece of paper, and then not actually buy liens at an auction, but try to decide which liens you would buy if you were investing real money, and then keep track of those liens. A lot of these auctions are online, so you can see at the end of the auction they publish the results, so you can see how much you would have paid for the lien, and I will walk you through that in the future video. This is just an introductory video. And you can also keep track of what happens to those properties during the 3-year redemption period. And you can figure out how much interest the buyer of the lien received. At least for Arizona, I know all the information. I'll show you how to get information in the future videos. And so you can, it's over a 4-year cycle, because let's say you were to buy, right now it's January 7th, 2024. For example, in Arizona, which is, by the way, the hands-on experience, hands-on education this channel will include, will be on Arizona, because that's where I invest right now. So you can follow that lien, what happens to it over the next 3 years. And if it redeems, then you will know exactly how much the owner, how much the buyer of the lien has made, and you will know almost exactly how much you would have made if you had bought that lien yourself. On the other hand, if the lien doesn't redeem, then you won't know what happens on paper money, because if the owner forecloses, well, if the lien doesn't redeem and the owner doesn't foreclose, then you will know what happens to that money. It means the owner, whoever bought the lien, will have just lost that money. But if the lien buyer forecloses on that lien, then you won't know how much, because then it acquires the house and you don't know how much money he spent to fix it up, how much he sold it for, things like that. But since this course, the introduction or the 101 course, the one we are listening to right now, is about how to make money from the interest income on tax liens, then hopefully you, in your paper money investing, that's what you will do, and you won't have to guess what happens to the liens that are not foreclosed, that are not redeemed, because the focus in this 101 course is on buying liens that are very likely to be redeemed. By the way, I don't recommend tax lien certificates as a way to invest money for the interest income. There is so much competition by Wall Street firms and other big companies who are trying to get return on their money, a return in terms of interest income or penalty income on their money, that they drive the interest returns down. Either they drive them down or they make the risk of buying liens too high. A much better way to get interest income on your money is to buy mortgages at a discount. I plan to have a channel. If you Google Trust Deeds University, not Google, yeah, Google YouTube, and then in YouTube space, in quotes, Trust Deeds University, then you will find another channel which I own, which has 0 videos right now. The reason it has 0 videos is that unlike this channel where I just turn on the camera and start blabbing whatever comes to mind, which is unscripted and prepared, that one I want to do it right. Basically, I want to do a real lecture and stuff like that. So and I don't have time to do it right now. So that's so subscribe to the channel, even though there's no videos on it. That's a much better way to make interest income. The only reason I can think of investing in tax lien certificates is to invest with the purpose of owning the property. That's where really the potential, it's basically a high. Investing in discounted mortgages is a low risk, relatively low return way of making money. Tax lien certificates with the idea of owning the property is a high risk, high potential return. But if you are new to it, it's much better to start going for the interest income, but only as a stepping stone to trying to acquire the property. So in this channel down the road, I may teach you, I don't know that I teach you how to go after the property, because then you become my competition. But I no longer invest in tax liens. The first year I did it was 2002. I invested with the idea of getting an interest return, and I got about 10% return on my money. But I believe the competition has increased much more, and it's now hard to get more than 8% return, in my opinion. If you get more than 8% return, if you are a seasoned investor, please post it in the comments, and if you don't mind, tell us how you go about it. One of the future homeworks I'll give you is to buy and read the book called 16% Solution, 16% Solution, That's a good book written by a lawyer, but it's written a long time ago, decades ago. And I wish he would write a sequel and name it the 8% solution, because it's really hard, very hard to get double-digit returns without taking too much risk on tax certificates right now, which is why I believe mortgage investing is a better way to go. Let me double check what I told you about Googling. If you go to Google, make sure you will find that other channel, google.com. So if you type in Google, you type YouTube space quote Trust Deeds University, trust as in TRUST, deeds DEEDS, and then space university. So trust space deeds space university space. I mean, you leave space between letters. You don't write the word space unless you are Joe Biden. What do you get? You get my Facebook page. No, you don't get. Forget YouTube. Let's go directly to. Forget Google. Let's go directly to YouTube. Go to YouTube and type Trust Deeds University. What do you get without quotes? No, you don't get that either. Let's go back to Google. No, it doesn't find my channel. I'm gonna put a link to the Trust Deeds University channel in the description. It used to come up in Google, but I guess because it doesn't have any content, it no longer shows up in Google. So let's see. Yeah, also after you do your homework, which is again to Google FTC, Federal Trade Commission versus John Beck, John Beck spelled BECK. Then after you spend a couple of hours reading what you find, there is even a video you'll find of an appeal filed by John Beck. A video, it's his attorney talking, and in front of, I think, an appeals court. There is also good information in there. And then come back to this under this video in the comments and share your opinion, what you think about what you found. Let's see. So yeah, so the first, I told you at the beginning that this first lecture is going to be made of 30, this first course is going to be made of 30 videos, 29 unscripted, just like this one, and one formal lecture. And I will spread those over 2024, but most of them will be done in January and February. And the reason is, like I said, I'm going to focus on Arizona. All Arizona counties, or most Arizona counties, the vast majority sell their liens in February of each year. I think last year one of them sold them like in January 30th or something, but it was an exception. Generally, it's all that sell them in February. And for 2024, I couldn't find any county so far selling in January. So since this is hands-on, I'm going to do most of the videos in January and February, and then but the wrap-up video, because I'm very busy right now preparing for the auctions, so I don't have time to prepare an actual lecture and film it and edit it and all that stuff that goes with doing a good lecture. The wrap-up I will do probably the second half of the year. But most of these videos, and if you want to benefit from the hands-on aspect of the lectures, then you should really watch them as they are published, because that's when you can find the list that I will send you to find and stuff like that. So I'm gonna stop it here, and let's see. I'm trying to decide whether I will wait until at least one comment is posted. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Before publishing the second video, I'm going to wait until at least I get one subscriber other than myself to this channel, to the tax liens tax investor channel. I'm not going to call Tax University because it's more of uh, it's more of me sharing my experience than formal lecture. Even though I may have to call it a university. Anyways, I'm gonna wait until I get at least one subscriber other than myself, or at least one comment on this video. And then I'm going to post the second video after that. That way, I know that there is at least some traction, at least one other person interested before I spend some time posting the second video. So if you want to see another lecture about this, go ahead and either subscribe or comment or do both, or a like. So either subscription, a like other than myself, or a comment, then I will post a second video, give you a second homework, and we'll take it from there. So, if you want to email me for whatever reason, I'm gonna put my email in the description. But don't email me with questions about tax liens. If you have questions about tax liens, ask them in the comment. I will not respond to questions emailed to me, neither by email nor by in the second video. But if there is a question, post it in the comments and I will respond to it in the next video. Okay, this is it for now. Bye.